we had to walk through some CRP with this fog, and I'm soaking wet, so I'm pretty cold. We're gonna just be quiet. Might sit here all day. We might move at lunch. The wind really isn't the best for this spot, but there seems to be a hot note down in here. So we just had a mega giant in front of us. 40 yards. 45 yards, but wrong side. Wrong trail. Alright, let's see what happens. 7:52. That buck walked by at 7:20, so hopefully he's in the vicinity and can hear that. Here he comes. Here comes a buck. That's the wrong buck. Pretty soon But I think we're gonna rattle first. We just have a doe that is blowing to blow everywhere. Everywhere she goes, she's been blowing. She's over that way right now. So, it's going that way. She's over there. I mean, granted, you don't know who else is in the woods. Okay, guys, we gotta get out of the woods. Going to meet Dad for at the cafe. See what he's seen. Also, this wind. Main reason is this wind is blowing right into the private. But that's what these deer are bedding in, so we're pulling their bedding out right now. Okay, guys, we had bombed into the middle of a thicket in here between some fields. I found this scouting a couple weeks ago before Kansas, and it was all tore up. They really haven't been hitting it as hard because I think I laid too much scent up in here. It's hard to find a tree up in this thing, so we're tucked in this little thicket. Not gonna be much pre-roll or seeing him coming. It's gonna be boom, he's on top of us. Boom, we'll probably shoot. Hopefully, they get a drink at the other side, which would buy me a couple seconds. He came a little too close. I could have jumped on him. Okay guys, this is wrapping up the night. It's really, really calm. So we're gonna slowly try to sneak out of here, but I could hear mouse fart right now. Magical time of year, November, and we've already had 5 or 6 dozen fawns. We are on some public land, and we watch the private land guys go in. So there's 2 hunters within 150 yards of me, so we'll see what happens. Sunset's like 5:05 or something like that. Almost kind of like the exact same scenario as a couple days ago. That buck is bedded on top of a hill downwind of a cedar thicket. But we had a west wind last time. Today we were north-northeast. But there's really not anything going on right now. Big buck. Guys, I think we just shot a giant. Oh, shit. I don't know what happened though, you didn't go down. was feeling all down and depressed too, like dang, maybe I should have just done what I've done and done this, or where am I going tomorrow? I want to go look at that arrow so bad. Let's go. You can't be busted, and I just slinged it. Freaking. I know I got some pretty good hole in him. And I mean, he should be bleeding pretty good. The beast broadhead did open up. I was pretty impressed with it last time, so let's see what happens this time. I thought they're covered in blood, but I don't know. He walked away like he wasn't. Like nothing happened. .30 in the morning. We shot last night, let them lay. We thought we were prepared going in there this morning to find a dead deer. We walk in, there was like a frost, mildewy, and it's all marshy. And it kind of washed away the blood, washed it all off the arrow even, but I took a video of it the night before. And then we tried to track blood. I went to where I seen him last, and I just felt like he went down to that creek, and I was hoping he was gonna be laying dead in there. Well, he was bedded up on top of a knob, not like a knob, but like on a creek bend. And I bumped him. He ran about 150 yards, and then we lost sight of him. We thought he bedded. We didn't have binoculars or a weapon on us. So we marked it where he was bedded just by looking at it. Snuck out of there, that we thought we did. And then we came back with a weapon and tried to glass him up. We couldn't find him, and we just wanted to be able to pinpoint. We necessarily weren't sure if we were going to go try to kill him or not, or just watch him die. Well, what happened was we seen him stand up, and he was on the horizon, and then he fed over the, or like I don't know if he fed, but he knew something was up, and he just not trotted, but like went over to the next, down the backside of the hill. So when I made it to the top, I seen him, and he was on the private in the neighbor's property, and walking real slow. We did find blood at the crossing where he crossed the barbed wire fence. It's been real shitty blood trail, to be honest. I'm not really sure what's going on because my last year worked out pretty good with the beast broadhead. So we kind of unstuck on what to do. I might call a thermal drone in or something, or try to get a hold of that landowner. Both unlikely scenarios and shit you don't want to do. But we're gonna go make a pizza and go get back in the woods because it is November 8th. You never know what's gonna happen. I'm pretty much, this deer's running off adrenaline. I feel like he should be dead. He only went, I seen him and he was at 91 yards when I range found him after I hit him, and he went 40 yards from there and bedded there for 14 hours. And he didn't J-hook it, but he was looking back, bedded so he could see with the ridge if we were like whatever came and bit him would come at him. He was like watching his backside and everything, and there really wasn't much blood in the bed, so he clogged up right away, I guess. It was a pass through, but I don't know what it all passed through. We're thinking more liver and guts compared to where I thought maybe I got along. He's gonna die, but I think it might take a day or two. If I can get like a drone in here tonight, maybe that'd be awesome. Or tomorrow morning, maybe. We're gonna try to weigh our options and make a smart decision because we're making a lot of bad ones right now. I am just freaking upset with myself. I think if I waited a little bit longer, that buck maybe
takes a step to the right to turn around or something. Maybe he bolts off. Maybe this is just part of the story and I find him. But right now it sucks. It fucking sucks. It's November 8th. Should be in a tree or at home tagged out, but I'm just walking out there now. Only good news is he's kind of walking right to his home area, kind of where his core, where maybe I could put eyes on him again in the next couple of days. So let's see what we can draw up here. Or if he's dead, we should see some crows in the near future, but I'm not sure what to think right now because everything's not going the way it's planned. We need to find that deer because I don't know how many times I can do that. That's my second time passing him. I mean, God, I love hunting. It's so fun. Such a rush up and downs, but I have to find that deer because I need to slip my tag and put it on there. We might sneak out. We're gonna sneak out of here probably a little bit early, just a tad bit, to try to catch some neighbors. The way my life works, I ran across the field, or across that freaking CRP field, caught the neighbor. He's gonna give me permission, but they shot one also. Dude, you got no fucking idea how crazy. So unfortunately, I'm unable to use the clip provided, and the reason being is I'm telling the story, take a phone call from a buddy, and it just got too private and able to use it on the public eye. We talk about family and all aspects of life, even though I go over the craziness of the hunt. I just don't feel like releasing it to everybody of his sake and my sake of private information. So here's the breakdown on the hunt. I shot this deer, let it lay for like 15 hours, bumped him in the morning, watched where he laid, thought he was going to be dead. So I drove a half an hour back to my house, got my weapon and binocs and like ready in hunting gear. I only went in there with a gut knife and my tags, thinking he'd be laying right there, and I was pretty confident he was going to be. We bumped him. He ran 300 yards, bedded down, and what we thought bedded, but it was CRP, so he actually just hit like a low spot, and he was walking up a ridge. He was on the top of the hill when we got back like an hour later, and I got following his tracks, kind of went where he was last in that low spot, and then he seen me, and he walked down and another 150 yards to the south and crossed into the neighbor's property. Well, the neighbor's property separates a spot where I can use a drone and not use a drone. So, pretty much state line, if you guys can't catch up on that. So, I ended up not being able to find contact with this neighbor. I knew he was dead. I watched him walk in there. We had blood going in there. I just didn't want to walk into that property without permission. And because I didn't know, I felt like he was going to die really short from there. Like, I mean, he was like a zombie when I seen him, like barely could pick his feet up, just barely making way. So, not being able to get permission, by that time it's like later in the day. It's like 1:31 in the afternoon, which would be almost 24 hours. So it'd be like 20 some hours, like 21 hours from when I shot him. He crossed into that property, didn't have permission, tried to make some phone calls, tried to find it, went to the driveways. There was no like cabin or house to just knock on the door with. But I did see them a couple of times when I was hunting to the north of them and heard them in the mornings, right? So I kind of just thought maybe, I don't know, I'll go and hunt. Maybe the deer lives. Just now all aspects are open and I'm trying to think of all the possibilities. And maybe he'll come back through again, or maybe I'll hear crows, maybe I'll hear coyotes, whatever. So I'm hunting, and as I'm hunting, I hear them guys get out real early with a four-wheeler. Them guys are getting out. I heard the four-wheeler. I sprinted about 400 acres to my truck, got in my truck, drove to their driveway, cut them off. And what ended up happening was I ended up talking to the guy, very, very grateful for the connection I made that night because he's a friend now. And what happened was he's an outfitter. The land was under an LLC, so I couldn't really contact anyone. So therefore, I got permission, but they hit a buck. And they were going to call on a second source too. So I already had someone ready to go if I had permission to take off for flight for drone. So I said, look, I'll get a guy here, and just had someone I knew. So they freaking were there that night at 9 p.m. and they wanted to wait because their client shot a deer also. But they wanted to give their deer some time. So I said, why don't we go out to eat, grab some steaks and beers, and I got a guy with a drone that will come back and meet us later tonight. We discovered my buck right away because he was dead 30 yards from where I seen him last. And thankful for the friendship and for him letting me even go and find this buck and being there on his property. So after that, we celebrated. We were there for 5 minutes, if that, it felt like. We were there quick. My buck was dead from 30 yards from where I seen him last. And just really grateful for having a good neighbor on a property I don't even own. And it was awesome, pretty much. Kind of a crazy story, but the drone went up and also tried to recover their deer. They spent 3 hours looking. We waited for like an hour and not wanting to bump his deer. And then we went and recovered mine. They never ended up recovering their deer. I don't know the full story on that customer's hunt, but this puts a wrap to the hunt on my buck. And we have my deer in my hand, and we're celebrating.
Let rip.
All right, take two because we had the audio stuff off. Pretty much I shot this buck yesterday at 5:08 in the afternoon and had to let him lay just because of hard 1/4-2 angle. I thought I got in there, so I let him lay for 14 hours. Went up and got on him. Came in a little expecting a dead deer, a little too confident, and we bumped him. Didn't have a weapon or binoculars on us, and we ended up tracking him for a half mile. And just kind of a crazy story through property lines and this and that, and meeting some now friends, great people, helped me find this deer. And we have our tag wrapped around this butte right here in Iowa. But like, what a freaking trophy! And up and down, the ups and downs are just what makes hunting and worth it. The stress when you're on your lows, and then you come up and just do your highs, and it's just what makes it addicting. And it's a great feeling. So you gotta soak it in when you can. Definitely on a upswing right now. I'd like to thank all my buddies for being here helping. We're gonna have fun. We got deer camp kind of rolling here in Missouri/Iowa. Camp's full. We're gonna hit the drinks tonight and have some fun, enjoy it while it lasts. And a couple of days here, the rest of the boys are gonna get it done, and I'll be the one filming. So
Let's go.
hell yeah.
Let's go. Oh, yeah, baby.
Deer.